Hello, dear one. How are you doing? Nice to be with you again. Every week, usually on Thursday or Friday, I write my yoga classes for the following week. I always like to build from one week to another as we learn new material and push this amazing body that we have. Most of the time, my students show up to class ready and energetic and just ready to get on their mat and really enjoy themselves. But lately, I have felt and heard this undercurrent of exhaustion, overwhelm, and just plain tired. Is that you? I want you to know I'm always listening to these clues. I'm very interested in the wants and needs of my students as they come to their yoga mat, and particularly where they are in life, because I think yoga should be supportive. It should be a supportive tool that we use, much like nutrition, spirituality, sleep, and talk therapy. It's never intended to be a solution to everything, but it is a doorway to health and progress. This week I've heard a lot about family struggles, relationship conflicts, job problems, just general anxiety. I want you to know yoga can respond to all of that. When we encounter roadblocks or challenges such as these, I think it's important to go through a checklist before we jump on the "we're all doomed" bandwagon, which is where I usually like to go. Are you getting enough rest? Not just sleep, but deep rest. Do you take the time every day to pause, maybe just ponder for a little bit? Are you eating what's right for you and your body? Have you gotten in touch with your higher power or God lately? You know, if I only saw and talked to Terry for 1 hour a week, that wouldn't be much of a relationship. Daily connection is important. Do you need to connect with that person in your life who will lend a shoulder or a kind ear? That person that'll let you rant and vomit all day long? Luckily, I do have that person in my life. It's possible you want to come to a yoga class, but a lot of these things are stopping you. Now, using yoga as a tool in your life can be a game changer, much like all the other things I've mentioned. But here's a good guideline for it all. Show up, do your best, and let it go. When it's time for bed, show up in your most favorite sleeping position, do your best, and let it go. Is it time to eat? Show up at the table, make wise food choices, and let it go. Is it time to talk to God? Show up in your favorite worship place, and no, it doesn't have to be a church. I'm a firm believer in car church and backyard church and front porch church. Maybe you just need to talk it out. Maybe it's time to call that therapist or good friend. Let that stuff fly. And then let it go. The universe has an amazing capacity to direct energy towards anything. She tells me when to make a yoga class more basic and easy. She tells me when to push my own practice. She tells me when to plant my green beans, and she tells me when my sourdough bread has risen enough. My job is just to show up, do my best, and let it go.